going on, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of Armored Core. This one is called Armored Core 20th Anniversary, and this is Cosmos. So it's probably a version of the song called Cosmos. It's requested by Ethan over on PayPal. I've heard a lot of Armored Core this week, so let's continue with Cosmos. Right? As soon as I get this going, right now, let's go.
American love kicking a day. You can make someone feel better. To be a sense of trust in the air. Let it act to take a long breath.
Just gonna wait till the end of the song, obviously. Alright, I figured I was gonna have to be the first. still a whole minute left. Electric violin, I think. Okay. Cosmos, Armored Core 20th Anniversary. So, just based on that, I'm definitely guessing this is not the only version of the song that exists. Although it is the only version requested to me. So, you know, I have a very open mind with everything. I like all genres. I listen to everything, and I can find kind of a little in something just to kind of keep my attention. But that being said, I will say, and I never intend to like slander or talk bad about something unless it's just actual like garbage. But there are some stuff that I just like wouldn't prefer to listen to on my own, and I think this would be one of them. And the reason is my introduction to Armored Core was so strong, and it has been pretty consistent. And it's a mixed bag though. For me, from what I'm noticing, is I seem to like the newer stuff, which is odd because typically people like the older stuff of whatever it is, and then it starts to get different down the line. So I'm sure many hearing this are thinking the complete opposite. But for me, I believe I started with Armored Core 5 music, and that left a huge impression on me, and that is a really cool sound. Really cool sound. So pretty much the bar was set high right away, type of thing, you know what I mean? So this one, I would say the best way I can put it is it's probably my least favorite out of all the Armored Core songs I've heard. And there's a couple reasons for that, and it's not just because it wasn't like this or like that or what have you. It just had a lot of things that kept adding up that weren't like able to help it. It was more just kind of sinking it lower and lower and lower. Of course, this is just my opinion. It doesn't change the fact that the requester likes a song, or you guys may like this song. Which reminds me, whenever I do these types of videos, I always look down. You might see me scroll down a little bit. I only go down to like the description to see if like a composer or year or something. I never go down here to the comments, because the comment section in YouTube is obviously it's a zoo. But in this case, I wanted to see what people were saying about this one, and it was kind of on the money of what I thought was going to be said. That this was kind of like more of a sentimental attachment to the game. I don't get like a specific moment or anything, but people were like, oh, if anything, people were talking about the upcoming Armored Core. So this was like hyping them up towards a new game. So I have no idea where the song plays or what it's for. It sounds kind of more endgame type thing, or it sounds like more of like a big deal. But I'm just being honest, at least this version of the recording was a little thin. It was kind of harsh on the ears, to be totally honest. There was a lot going on. Like, it's all cool. Like, layers are cool and adding a bunch of instruments, but sometimes it was like the signal was getting too overloaded and it was just starting to sound almost staticky, which is kind of hard to do. You have to add a lot to do that. To be totally honest, this kind of goes in line with too much going on. I think the main thing that drove me away from this one was, and this is a kind of a hard one because I'm usually kind of a fan of this, but this was like too all over the place. It didn't seem to ever like, to me, it didn't go in one certain direction ever. It was just kind of throwing you for random time stops, rhythm changes, instrument changes. Like, that's cool and all, but it seemed too random and sporadic where I couldn't get a grip of the song, and it sounded to me it really sounded like a mashup. So I could see this, like I said, being at the end because I could see all those sounds being in the game previously, and then it just kind of like motif haven type of thing. But I don't know that context, so you have to remember I'm listening to these blind, and to me it sounded all over the place. It was just kind of a mess, and it even did something. It even did something that has never happened before. But like I said, I tried to find redeeming qualities, and I did like the drums actually. But then even that, as the song went on, the drums were starting to sound a little weird and kind of discomforting. So even something that I did, in fact, was holding on to for dear life, everything by the end of the song, I was just kind of over it. Although I will say, I forgot to write it down, I really liked the ending, and not because it ended, but it was nice. That was like the longest it held a kind of mood that was actually really beautiful. And then the vocals here were really nice. I'm not a fan of this style of vocal too much. I didn't care for it throughout the whole song because it just blended into the whole noise. But at the end, that was good. So I guess I didn't completely dislike it, but again, it was just so, I guess it was just really random. And again, it's not it's bad. It's just my least favorite out of all of them that I've heard. I've heard some really good songs from Armored Core, even from this requester. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just opinions, and I'm sure this has sentimental value and some attachments, and that's really great. I'm just letting you know that it was hard to follow, and I just couldn't really like hang on to it. It kind of kept like pushing me away instead of like drawing me near. And I don't know, I guess it's just the way I feel, I'm not gonna lie. So very interesting, but the only thing I could really say is the ending was probably the best part for sure. Actually, it was the best part for sure for me. And it's one thing, like I said, to say bad, and it's another to say my least favorite out of everything I've heard. And this is definitely my least favorite out of everything I've heard. I started really strong with Armored Core, big time. And I think I jinxed it because I said previously that I don't think there's any like bad stuff in this game, but I spoke too soon, I guess. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to sound mean. This person's been waiting for this video for a long time and all that, but I'm still going to be honest. But, yeah, I basically like everything else besides this so far is what I'm saying. I'm not going to try to keep justifying it. That's just how I feel. So let me know what Cosmos is. Don't hate me too much. It's just an opinion. And let me know what it's attached to, if it's indeed a repeating song. Do you think it's going to come back in the next game, etc., etc.? And let me know what your thoughts on this song is. I'm just curious, even if we disagree. Let me know. And thank you, Ethan, for the request. Thank you to you for watching, and everyone that you see on screen. Really appreciate it. Until next time, dudes and dudettes, my name is Jesse. I'll see you in the next Armored Core video, which is still many. Take it easy.